Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you don't mind. I think it's more comfortable to speak from here. It's close. I get closer to speak from here, and I wish to associate with the speakers before me because it is I think a significant factor of our relationship that we will both say the same things. There is nothing that we will disagree upon in terms of our bilateral relationship. That is a friendship we share. As we enter the 8th decade of this relationship, I think we have a very exciting future to look forward to because this is now the Asian century. Asia is now the hub for economic growth, and it holds also the world's youngest population. So whatever we do, we are going to reap benefits for our people in this century in real time. But as we look at the relationship between Pakistan and Sri Lanka, I would like to go back a little bit into the memoirs of a diplomat who served here in Islamabad. So I take you back to 1973. 1973 in Sri Lanka was a period where we attempted an economy which we were pursuing a self-sufficient economy. We were attempting to grow everything in Sri Lanka and cut down on our imports. And as you can imagine, it was a difficult time for our people. We had food shortages. There were exceedingly long bread queues, which was making for a disgruntled public. Against this backdrop, early 1973, a young diplomat who was Deputy High Commissioner in Islamabad. He was also at that time the acting High Commissioner because the High Commissioner happened to be away. He'd been enjoying an evening with his family. Around 10 p.m., he'd received a call from Colombo saying that there was a cable, a communication coming through from the Prime Minister. At that time, it was Prime Minister Sirimao Bandaranaike, whom you all probably know, first woman elected head of government, and also at that time a very good friend of Pakistan. So the cable came in, and it wasn't a time where there were faxes or emails, so they had to decipher the message. And by the time they deciphered, it was past 10 o'clock, well past 10 o'clock, and it said that Sri Lanka had only 2 weeks of rice stocks left. And now this was a time where bread queues were rampant, and if people had to go without rice, that would have been near starvation and the government would have collapsed. And they requested assistance. 10 p.m. The acting High Commissioner contacted the Chief of Protocol and through them the Permanent Secretary to contact Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's office. So the acting High Commissioner did not expect to be contacted back that night. So he continued to spend his evening with his family. Around midnight, he received a call and said that the Prime Minister would receive him. So midnight, this young diplomat went to meet the great Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. And he received him in his silk pajamas and dressing gown. With his cigar in hand, received him, said, "Yes, your Prime Minister wishes to send me a message." And the message was delivered. And Prime Minister Bhutto had read the message and called his food commissioner, said, "What can we do? We need to help Sri Lanka. My friend, Madam Bandaranaike needs help." And the food commissioner had informed him that 4 vessels had already been dispatched, paid for. 4 vessels of rice had been dispatched to a Latin American country. It had already been paid for. And they didn't have stocks to send Sri Lanka before 2 weeks. And he said, "No, but I need you to stop the consignment. We have to help Sri Lanka." And then it was informed that the vessels had left Pakistani waters. But upon his insistence, 2 of those vessels were brought back and redirected to Sri Lanka. thus averting our food shortage. That, ladies and gentlemen, is emblematic of the warmth of this relationship at the highest levels. That this relationship built on an ancient culture that we share, but maybe parting ways in modern culture in terms of our values. We still share similar things, but we are of different faiths. But it doesn't stop us from sharing this warmth, the warmth that existed from the highest levels right down to people, the ground level people. Because I think one of my colleagues had written somewhere that he traveled in a taxi, and the taxi driver, when he heard he was from Sri Lanka, he loved Sri Lankan cricket so much that he refused to accept money for the ride. He said he enjoyed the chat about cricket so much. So right up there, from the Prime Minister of Pakistan to right down to the auto rickshaw wala, we share that warmth, the people-to-people contact. There's nothing left for governments to do, but we are to benefit from what we have nurtured. There is nothing left for us to make frameworks or try to promote things, because we know each other. This is a relationship that is at the springboard of takeoff. We are ready to take off for the benefit of the 21st century young people of our countries. I hope with that I can leave you to think about what we are going to do to make this relationship beneficial economically and culturally to the young generation of the 21st century. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.